After narrowly escaping death in a car accident, the girl found herself transported into another world only to discover she had been reborn as the villainous younger sister from a novel she herself had written. In the original story, this character was consumed by jealousy over her older sister's excessive kindness and beauty, which effortlessly attracted a crowd of handsome suitors. In a fit of rage, the younger sister attempted to harm her sibling but was quickly caught by the guards and thrown into prison. She nearly faced execution at the hands of the male lead had it not been for her sister's last-minute plea for mercy, which reduced her sentence to 2.5 months of exile in the borderlands. Had it not been for that intervention, Lisa would have met her end right from the start. But before she could even process the overwhelming flood of information, Lisa remembered that her ordeal was far from over. According to the original plot, she was destined to die in the borderlands, tortured and brutalized by a mercenary. Desperately, she racked her brain for details about the character she had created and recalled that this mercenary, Sol, had been sold into slavery as a child before being rescued by her older sister. From that moment on, he had devoted his life to protecting and loving the sister. Knowing the storyline in advance, Lisa realized that as the original author, she might still have a chance to survive. Soon enough, she met Sol, the very mercenary, now assigned as her personal guard. For the next 2.5 months during her confinement, Sol would be responsible for her daily needs. But that also meant she was constantly at risk of being assassinated. To stay alive, Lisa forced herself to recall every detail of the story, searching for a way to quickly improve her abilities. Yet, no such shortcut existed. The root of the problem was clear. Sol saw her as a threat to his beloved sister, which was why he would eventually decide to kill her. That meant if Lisa could behave impeccably, she might just avoid that fate. So, she immediately wrote a letter filled with blessings and apologies to her sister. Unbeknownst to her, however, Sol was watching from the doorway. The next day, Sol intercepted the letter and delivered it to the male lead, Kino, who was now engaged to Lisa's sister. Kino didn't believe Lisa had truly changed for the better. Still, he knew that if his kind-hearted fiancé found out about the letter, she would be touched by her sister's gesture. Not wanting her to be deceived, Kino forbade the letter from being sent. Sol also warned Kino to stay vigilant. Noting that Lisa seemed unusual, she could detect even the faintest traces of murderous intent and displayed remarkably sharp instincts. He assured Lord Kino that he would carry out the order as instructed. During Lisa's period of reflection, he would find a way to assassinate her. Meanwhile, determined to extend her lifespan, Lisa immersed herself in memory mode, reviewing the plot she had once written. She recalled that soon, her sister and Kino would sneak off to a chapel for a secret rendezvous. Unbeknownst to them, their uncle, who outwardly supported their relationship, would launch a surprise attack, leaving Kino severely wounded and unconscious. The uncle's motive? A twisted desire to claim her sister's virginity, driven by his own unresolved obsession with their mother from years past. Now that the sister resembled her mother more and more, his depraved intentions had resurfaced. The thought of her gentle sister suffering such cruelty spurred Lisa into action. She immediately ordered a horse to be prepared so she could rush back to the capital, but the servants dismissed her as being capricious and difficult. Even Sol urged her to calm down. Left with no other choice, Lisa stole a horse in the dead of night and set out on her own. Meanwhile, under their uncle's guidance, her sister and Kino arrived at a small chapel to witness a couple exchange their wedding vows. Just as the two lovers gazed tenderly into each other's eyes, their uncle revealed his true nature. At the very moment a sword was about to pierce Kino's chest, Lisa burst through the chapel doors on horseback, sending her uncle flying back 2.5 meters with a single strike, successfully preventing disaster. Panting, Lisa turned to Kino and pleaded, "Please, from now on, always treat my dear sister well." But no sooner had she spoken than her uncle, lying on the ground, roared and charged toward her once more. To Lisa's astonishment, Sol, the very man assigned to kill her, had secretly followed her and, at the critical moment, stepped in to save her. Blushing furiously, Lisa felt a mix of embarrassment and relief. Though the night had been utterly chaotic, one thing was certain: after these events, her life was finally safe.